I got him. Nick. Oh, shucks. It's too low. Turn it up some, Nick.
Yes, this Christmas, and as I look around, your eyes
Your eyes
are
are
shining
shining.
too. This Christmas, my side is blazing bright, and we can't
We
believe
carry
night.
the
And this Christmas
Christmas
will be
will be
very
very
special Christmas for me.
sweet.
Oh,
All
oh,
right. Yes.
Shake a hand, shake it. What is it?
Shake a hand, shake a hand.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Woo!
Welcome to Single
That's
in
my
the City.
jam.
Yes, where kings meet queens. I'm Nicole Everett.
I'm Joe Keetra.
Nick Rings, dating coach.
And we are the love team of Single in the City. We already got folks on here saying they love the hats. Happy holidays, jam it. So, if you
We
will,
should have had we should have had our little Christmas names.
and we should have. If you will, let us know where you are tuning in from. Put your city and state in the chat, and we will shout you
Represent,
out.
represent.
Please like this live. This is our holiday edition. As you can see, we have our Christmas hats on, our Santa hats on in various shades and colors and designs. So we
Thank
see you,
you,
Latanya.
Latoya. Is it Latanya?
We see you, Ozzy. How you doing?
What's up,
All the
Oz?
way from VA from Virginia Beach. Appreciate it. So, y'all ready for Christmas?
Are you asking us?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Yeah, you ready?
Listen, if we're not ready, we might as well get ready because it's next week.
It's 10
Hey,
days
Dr. Monica.
Hey, Dr.
Dr.
Monica.
Monica, thanks for
Yeah.
tuning in.
Dr. Monica, did you miss our intro? So if that's our intro, Nick, you got to have it queued up for it to be our exit too.
I'm always on the job. I'm ready.
Okay, good deal. We appreciate it. Nick is our DJ tonight.
Unofficial.
So wait. Ozzy said it's his birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Ozzy. Wow, that's great.
Keisha gonna sing it to you at the end of the show.
Okay.
So we decided to make this our holiday edition. If you saw our post on Facebook, we got a lot of holiday inspired questions. Okay, so Ozzy said his birthday is on December 25th, so he is a Christmas baby.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yes, so we give
What a
you
gift. What a present.
what a gift indeed.
Yeah, that is.
All right, so we got a lot of people chiming in. Shanika wishing
So he getting his birthday wishes early.
10 days early.
Yeah, so he can't say no one didn't wish him happy birthday.
Right.
Because that's two people right there.
Yes. So we got Lori Hunter here.
Lori, what's up, Miss Lori?
Hi, Lori.
Thanks for tuning in. So holidays is coming up. You know, we talk about dating and putting the fun into dating, right? Keeping it fun, keeping it interesting, keeping it lively, keeping it exciting. So our questions are centered around the holiday and what you do with your boo, where this is your first Christmas together, your first holiday together. And the first question is around what is an appropriate gift? What is an appropriate gift? Folks still chiming in. Hey there, Marcus.
Hey, Marcus.
Hey, Levon.
Hola. Oh, yeah. Hola, senor.
Hola, yes. So, what is an appropriate gift? First Christmas, first holiday, first winter holiday with your boo, with your mates.
What is that? Feliz Navidad?
What's an appropriate gift? What's an inappropriate gift for that matter? Would a new tennis bracelet be inappropriate?
I would say things are moving kind of fast if you give a little tennis bracelet, you know, a little bit
Well,
Yeah.
I think that that would be depending on what both of their income is and what their job is and what they've already talked about.
Mhm.
That's a good point
Okay.
too.
Because some people just give expensive gifts.
Some
They give nice gifts.
some people do.
It ain't tricking if you got it. Something like that, right?
You said what now?
It ain't tricking if you got it. Something like that, right?
Yeah, it's not tricking. I like to give nice gifts, so I like to receive nice gifts. But when you say a tennis bracelet, I think that would determine how long they've been dating, and they may have already been sharing gifts. So, you got to one up the next gift, and Christmas is the appropriate time to one up it.
Hey, Ursula.
It also could be. Do you think it also could be intentions? Do you think it also could be showing how serious somebody may want to be, also as well?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes,
Okay,
I think.
Nika, right?
I think
Intention in a relationship, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think Christmas is, the perfect time to let someone know how you feel about them if you hadn't already done so. And some people can do it in gifts.
So I think also time as well, because we're saying this is the first holiday, so we're looking at a year or less, right? Um,
Hmm.
so if it's been a month versus 6 months versus 11 months, then you know that also may be a determining factor on what you give. All
By
right.
the way, like we said, I think you should already have who you're going to give a gift to by today is the deadline, right? That's what we talked
It's
about.
December 15th, Nick. It was
Right.
deemed that December 15th is the deadline date for if you're going to give someone a gift or not.
They should. Everybody's going to be on your list. Made the cut right now.
Right. And I started making a list and I
Yeah.
just, the heck with it. They all just get love.
Ozzy said it. I think he meant depends how deep it is.
Right. Right. I agree. I agree.
Yeah, you had to keep sweat to how deep is your love. But also because Christmas can be the time where people can also, when you talked about inappropriate gifts, you hear people giving inappropriate gifts because they're like, I want them to know that this might be ending. This might be the end of our relationship.
Mm.
So, or they might send messages like, I need her to know that I like a good meal. So I'm going to give her an air fryer or some pots and pans.
I would like to know though, like if they could
Oh,
chime in.
wait a
I would
minute.
like to know what would be an inappropriate gift. What would be a inappropriate gift? This is the first holiday, first I guess Christmas you want to say together. What would probably be an inappropriate gift around this time?
I think lingerie can be considered an inappropriate gift.
I
It
think
could.
that depends on what y'all been doing already.
Right. Ozzy said, if I met you in November, a card and gift card. 11 months of giving, and the 12th month is mine. Hmm. All right. Shanika said, no household gifts unless requested.
No toasters or something.
No vacuum cleaners. Mm-mm.
Right. No
No.
Swiffer Jeff mops or something like that. None of that. None of
None
that
of
type of stuff.
Well, Nick, judging from if I were to go off of when you talked about, when you start talking to someone and you have your little black book and you take notes for that person, then that means that you are well aware of that person likes and dislikes. So
Right.
I think an appropriate gift should be relative to their likes and their dislikes and you listening in communication with what they do like. Because usually sometimes us women will start dropping hints on what we like and what we don't like, and then there some guys need hints, but then there are other guys that are just really good gift givers, that are very thoughtful of how when they give gifts and what they give.
Right. And I think maybe if the gift is not that thoughtful, like you said, Jakitra, you've been taking notes, you've been observing, that could probably be an inappropriate gift if you get somebody like, what are you thinking? Like that could be kind of inappropriate, I guess, as well, and definitely a turn off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think as it relates to the inappropriate piece, I think lingerie, as Jokeisha mentioned, but again, it does depend on the length of time. I think there may be some gifts that may catch you by surprise. So maybe if you it's a relatively new, when I say relatively new, let's say 90 days or less, and he does give you this tennis bracelet, and maybe you don't really know, you know, the whether what his financial situation is, right? It may, so that may send a message like, oh wow, maybe there's some other expectations of me or something like that. So I think there may be, so when I think of inappropriate, not necessarily that it's offensive, but maybe the price tag that might be associated with that gift. Um, and bring maybe give pause. Ozzy said a new car is inappropriate for a gift.
That's big. That's going big, Ozzy. And
That was very
I tend to agree with both of you guys. And I think, like Jaketra said, I think it depends on the socioeconomic status. But at the same time, though, it also depends on what was the gift that you gave before that. What was the gifts that was leading up to that? So if this always been your thing, has been giving expensive gifts, then that tennis bracelet, it may just fall in line with everything else you gave. But if you've been giving like little smaller things like a card or stuff like that, and then you bust out with a tennis bracelet, then that could actually kind of say I'm about to take it to the next level, or this is my seriousness of the relationship. Someone could perceive it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Well, also, okay, some people are not big on holidays, and then there are some people who are really big on holidays. So someone may give just a mediocre gift throughout the year, but for Christmas, they were used to their parents going all out. So that might be their time to really give that real elaborate gift. Or they could have been saving up to give you something,
True.
for Christmas, if they know how you are, if you are a receiving gifts type of person, if that's your love language. So I think there's a lot of things that come into play. But one of the things I wanted to ask you, Nick, since you're the male on this panel, and sometimes it's always a challenge to give a male a gift. When you were dating and in your initial stages, what were your expectations for receiving a gift during Christmas? Like, what do guys want to get during the holidays? And any guy that's on here can chime in.
I would say for me, definitely don't give me no socks and don't give me a tie, because that is no thought.
Oh, so we can give you underwear.
No underwear either. Well, it depends.
You said no socks and tie. So that's boxers.
That's like the household gifts for Dick.
No socks, no tie, because it go both ways. Because it's like, okay, I pay attention to you, I'm writing down notes, but have you been paying attention to me? A sock or a tie is pretty much like no thought at all. That's how I'm gonna say that. Like, you didn't put no thought in it. Oh yeah, you always need some more socks. You always need a tie. No, that's no thought at all. I also would like you to think about what I like as well, and been taking notes and also been a
They could be the designer socks, like the Rob Kardashian socks.
I got enough socks.
She might be saying, "Oh, I think Nick will look good in these."
I got enough socks.
Okay.
I don't need any socks. I get my own
so
socks.
We heard what you don't like. What would be a thoughtful gift?
Wait a minute.
Oh, so that means then we could give you the robe, but just no house slippers.
No house slippers.
Because you left out the robe, so a robe would be appropriate.
I'm okay with a robe. I'm actually okay with a robe. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And what else?
Okay,
what else are you okay with? What would be thoughtful?
Definitely, if you know a store that I like to shop at. If you know a store I like to shop at, you give me a gift card there. I would love that.
So also, a gift card is appropriate.
That's appropriate. That's for me. I'm speaking for me.
And then if we talk about a gift card, what do you think is a good amount for if you just started dating someone, if you give them a gift card? What would be a good amount?
So we sticking with the theme of first Christmas, right? So we sticking with the theme of first Christmas. I think that does depend on the socioeconomic status. I think it does. So if we try to throw that out the window, let's just say everybody, I don't know, let's say middle class. Let's just say that $50. I guess that's fine. I guess that's appropriate. That's the
So it came down to 50. 25 ain't good.
25, I mean, I can't do much at 25. That's tax is gonna take all that. Tax is gonna take $25 already.
But I thought the thought is what counts.
The thought is what counts. The thought is what counts. But you said what would be appropriate, but the thought is what counts.
So $50.
You said that lady. 50. 50 is good.
Okay, so for any male, We gonna go off of Nick with the
I would
50.
love 100 though. I would love 100. That's
I
fine.
just said 100.
Yeah,
Okay,
100.
okay,
Look,
so the
I think
minimum
100
is
is not bad.
50.
Fine,
Okay, we
yeah,
got
100 is not
two.
bad either.
Okay.
Hey,
All right.
100 to me. All right, 50 is good. 100 saying, okay, you really like your boy. Okay, I see you over here.
That's what
So
you get
that's
from
what
that?
100 would say to me. That's what 100
If
would
you
say.
put 100, she really like your boy, huh?
Yeah, you really like your boy over here. I appreciate that.
Oh, okay. So that's part of the whole appropriate or inappropriate because the message that it sends, might, like you said, Nick, you feeling like, oh, you really like me if you put a bill on here.
Right, right.
All right, Camille say, hey y'all, good evening. How about they each put 5 wanted options in a jar, fold it on a piece of paper, and pick something out of the jar. That way you know exactly what they want.
Camille, I think that's good, but then that could be tricky because they would need to put limits on that to say, let's not go over $500, or let's not go over $100, because if one person put 5 items in there and all their items are expensive items, then somebody gonna have to say, no, you ain't getting none of them, you know. But that's a good idea though. But I think you would have to put limits on there.
I think that's creative, and I think the other partner will have to agree to that as well because they may like, I don't want to do that. Just you've been paying attention. Give me something that you think I will like. But I think that is
Yeah,
creative.
that is very creative.
Yeah.
And that could be something that you can do every year. You know what I mean? Every year you can do that. And then you can up the ante and say, well, last year we stuck with 100. Let's go to 200 this year.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay. Cool.
And
I want to
hopefully
go
you
back.
find a man that'll get you all 5.
I want to go back to your comment about when you said about attendance bracelets, right? And it depends. Okay, you don't know their socioeconomic status, so let's just say they got a little money. So, but you also said is that you want to improve on the last gift, right? So if you got me a tennis bracelet, what you gonna improve on that? What's next after that tennis bracelet? That's what I'm thinking. What's next after the tennis bracelet?
A trip.
A trip somewhere?
Yep.
Okay.
Trust me, it's always ways to improve on a gift if you're creative and thoughtful and care about a person. And it doesn't always have to have a dollar attachment to it. I mean, I don't know. To me, it's the thought that goes behind it, is
Okay.
what matters most to me. So it's not necessarily a price tag.
I was just thinking that when somebody gets your tennis bracelet, either they're gonna get you like a nice watch next, or because like you said, you can't really go down. I guess you gotta improve. So next, there may be a ring or something like that. So that's what I was.
Well, there are different stages of tennis bracelets, there are the thin ones, there are the thick ones, the carats, all of those things make a difference. So they can get you a small one one year, a medium-sized one the next year, or they can put some earrings with it the next year. But it's all kind of ways that you can do stuff.
And that's somebody with a plan. It's like I'm gonna start off with a little smaller tennis bracelet right here. I'm gonna increase the value in the diamonds as we go. That's somebody with a plan if they're doing that.
Well, I'm just hoping that if you're dating someone, you really want to take the time to get to know them. And if you find or learn that that person loves gifts, receiving gifts, if they also give good gifts, then I think that you should have put some thought behind it and have a plan. I mean, I'm just thinking that's how it should be,
Yeah, like I said, and you mentioned this before, he alluded to this, like just taking notes of what you see and what you're observing in conversations. You should have a plan in that book, what gifts you're going to give at what time. Or if it's appropriate time to give a gift, you should already know what you're going to give based on your observation and based on you listening. You should already know. So my thing is, if you got to ask me what I want, I mean, I guess that may happen sometimes, but I'm almost like, are you really paying attention? Because
but but hold on now, Nick. Are you saying that men don't necessarily want a woman to ask them what do they want? Because I would think that y'all want us to ask so we can get you definitely what you want. So you won't have to, I want a set of golf clubs, but we get you, something else, a car wash package.
I'll tell you, so maybe I'm a little bit peculiar, maybe I'm a little bit different. I don't want you to ask me because this is what I do. my wife, for instance, if she say, and this is casual conversation, if she say I want or need, that sends off an alarm in my brain. Ding, 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 ding. Want or need, gift coming soon. That's what that means to me. Like it's an alarm that comes off in my head whenever I hear want or need, and that's just casual conversation. I'm thinking like, all right, I already know this, the next gift gonna be. So I rarely ask her, if all, what she wants because I just listen to her. Attentively, I'm listening to her all the time. Want or need, that's an alarm that goes off in my head.
Well, fortunately for your wife, that's wonderful. But every man is not listening attentively.
I agree. I agree.
And every man is not aware of that. And that's why during Christmas, birthday, anniversaries, you have so many hurt females because they're thinking their man is listening attentively and they end up not getting the gift that they want. I mean, and I know even just from my dad would not listen attentively. He would give my mom cards that he would remember the occasion, but the cards didn't necessarily match the occasion.
It was the right day, but not really the right occasion almost, right?
Right.
Right.
So I grew up thinking, okay, oh my God, he's not paying attention to her. So that's why for me, that like it stored in my memory tank that you need to pay attention to what someone says. And that's why I ended up, okay, I got to give good gifts because that does make a difference. And I would look at her and I'd be like, oh my God. But it would be hilarious to me as a kid. Because then I'd go read the card and I'd be like, wow.
So indeed, right? And just to pry a little bit, because that's a funny story, right? Just to pry a little bit, did your mom ever say anything, or she just kind of had a look on her face that you knew something was right?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I wasn't privy to what their conversation may have been, but I remember the look on her face.
The look,
And
okay, the look.
year after year, it was just expected. You know what I mean? So then it was expected that, okay, it might be her birthday, but it's going to say anniversary.
He just early. Thank you, Shanika.
Yeah.
What's up, Rashida? How you doing?
So, look, well, I don't know where Nicole went, but it looks like there she is.
Yeah, I had to
Hi,
make some
Nicole.
adjustments. Had to make some adjustments, but we're here. All right.
Well, I knew you were there because you were putting up the comments, but we see we got a whole background change. Woo! Do we need a new intro?
No. All right. So Nick say, surprise me. I don't want to tell you. You need to be paying attention. Keep your book with your notes, and you'll figure it out.
That's just me because I really try to pay attention myself. So it's like I'm really like being attentive as much as I can. So I guess I just kind of expect kind of the same thing almost. I mean, not as much, but just paying attention where you kind of know me enough where you know what I want or know what I need. Because I'm constantly saying I want to and or I need and things like that. And I may not go get it right then because I understand that I have a family and everything like that. But that's something like ding ding, that should be an alarm that goes off. That's just how I think.
Well, I think that's in a perfect world, Nick. You know what I mean? I think that would.
I'm
But I
trying
have
to
to.
live a perfect world. Jakeisha, I'm trying to live a perfect world as close as I can get to it.
All right, now, thank you, Jesus, for that. So, okay, well, then I have a question to ask you on that.
Uh-huh.
So, has that always been that way, or did you two, form some type of communication, early in your relationship so that you can get to that way, or has it always been that way?
It
Because
was
some
voice.
work and
Yeah,
communication.
it was voice. It was voice. We have a candid relationship that we could talk about things like that without getting hurt, without getting sensitive to the matter. So it was voice, and it was talked about what we like. We have candid conversations all the time about things like that may be sensitive to others that we could just have a casual conversation and we understand each other and we go from there.
Good.
Great job, Nick.
Yeah.
5 stars, Nick. Tell your wife too, if she's on.
All right. Do we want to move on to the next question?
We can, unless anybody else got any more comments.
I think that's it.
It would be. I wouldn't mind hearing what an inappropriate gift would be from the guests. I mean, viewers, if they had one.
So Ozzy said a tennis bracelet in a few months is setting the bar too high.
I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking it's. I ain't saying it's too high, Ozzy. I was saying that it's high. So that's why I asked you, Keisha, what comes next after that? And we supposed to improve on the gift after that?
The car that Ozzy was saying was in
Yeah,
the
right. Got to keep going up.
right. Exactly. Oh, look who just chimed in.
Erica, your hubby is teaching tonight, so you are a very fortunate young lady.
Hey, Erica. All righty. So let's try to transition on. So we still on first Christmas with your mate. And the question is, do you introduce him or her to your family and friends? Is it time for introductions? Or you think the family's gonna grill them too hard or her too hard? Y'all know how some of y'all cousins and aunties and uncles and them do.
Right.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to distinguish, friends one thing, family another thing, and how long have you two been dating? Do you foresee this relationship going anywhere? Because we've talked in the past about if you introduce them to your family that Christmas and then you and Johnny break up and then next Christmas you bring someone else, then you may form the reputation of, okay, who gonna be here next Christmas? Or you bring somebody else, they're gonna be like, Johnny, you sure have changed. Like in the movie This Christmas, how it went. Oh,
Right.
So I think you got to put all types of, you really have to break that one down.
Okay.
Your friends.
Well, Ozzy says it's got to be 1 year before the introduction. What y'all think of that?
I mean, everybody can set rules. That's his rule.
Yeah,
that's his preference. Yeah, that's his preference.
That's definitely his. But I think that if you've been dating someone at the beginning of the year or the middle of the year and, you've talked about him to your family, and they might say they want to meet him, then I think that that's fine. But I think that you just need to communicate to your family. I'm not saying we going anywhere. This is just I introduce him as your friend. That's what I like to do. This is my friend.
So the thing is, if we want to look at a timeline real quick, the average relationship lasts about 2 to 3 months, like we said before. And then we talked about before, research says it also take about 2 to 3 months to get to know someone, and then 3 to 6 months to fall in love. So that means it's a lot of people probably introducing their significant others to friends and family because by 6 months, a lot of them are in love. So if we're talking about someone that started in January or February, that's enough time to actually introduce someone if you're saying you're in love with them. So.
Okay, but if you just met them in September, then no.
Right. Yeah. I think it always depends on how fast a relationship's progressing, and that could be a problem in itself. How fast it's going. But yeah, that's not a lot of time. Yeah.
So what about your friends?
Friends. So you saying friends? Are we talking about friends with potential? Or we just talking about friends?
I mean, just like your female friends, or your guy friends, or just your friends.
Oh, anytime. Anytime. If you
is that family at Christmas, like if you take someone home with you for the holidays, or so your guy friend is at your family house and your friends come over, of course you're going to introduce them.
Oh, they want me to repeat what I said. Okay.
That's what you said.
Yeah, based on research, the average relationship lasts about 2 to 3 months, right? So, and then it says it takes 3 to 6 months to actually fall in love. So, meaning 2 to 3 months, that means that you actually going to either dissolve the relationship or y'all moving forward. 3 to 6 months is when you intimately know this person and you actually saying, I love them. That's when you start hitting the I love you. Hey, you may get it reciprocated back or you may not. Hopefully you do. So that's what happens around the 6 months period. And if we want to go into it, normally God says first, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Whoa.
But yeah, around 6 months. Around 6 months.
God only say it first.
Yes, for several different reasons. Yeah,
we talked about that sometimes girl will hold out because they want to say, because they say whoever says it first is the one who
They
loses
lose
their power.
power. Mm.
Yeah, it becomes like a power trip almost. It becomes like a power and control. So for some people, not all people. Also, one thing they said about it also with a female, she is still trying to process everything that's happening. So she's kind of taking a step back. And it's like, you know what? This dude just said he loved me. I need to really reevaluate what's really going on right now. So it takes her a little longer to process everything. So a guy, he may
Yeah,
say
that's
he
the
said
old
for
Nick.
different reasons.
Look.
Right. He said for different reasons.
So Nick, okay. What's up, cuz?
Keep darkers in the house.
So I want to know, and now what she's saying about the short attention span, that's what I was getting ready to ask you, because I'm like, I think that all of that is kind of different as you age, because I've known people to fall in love a lot quicker as they age, because now they're like, when you know, you
Mhm.
don't take that long to know if you love somebody.
Yeah.
So the statement that you made, did that have an age range to it or what?
So you have statistics. Most of the time, it's like they're saying on average. So they're not saying everyone. Of course, when you talk about statistics, it's always going to be outliers. So that means it could be someone that's an outlier that don't happen all the time, but it happens sometimes. Like a mature individual, it may take them 1 month because, like you said, they've been dating for a while or they may have been married. So they actually know exactly what they need. To go back to what I said before, you need a system. So this person already have a system because maybe they've been dating for so long, they know exactly what they need. So when they see it, they actually say, you know what, I'm moving forward with this person. So it don't take them as long. The reason why they say average 2 to 3 months a lot of times because the average person, especially younger, they don't really know themselves. So it take them 2 to 3 months to realize what they like, and then they realize this person in front of them may be that. So that's why I take a little longer for someone. But if you know yourself, of course, Keisha, you're right. It doesn't take as long. And you talk about a mature individual, they already know themselves, so it doesn't take as long.
Gotcha.
So Ozzy said, I will not speak to my family about that lady until 1 year or at least 7 months. My family memory is too brilliant. I learned my lesson.
Right.
Camille said, I know people who have met and got married in 3 to 6 months. It definitely depends on how well the relationship progresses, how serious they are, and what they each, I think she meant, are looking for. Age is a factor.
Yeah.
Right. Ozzy,
So
I agree
I
with
was
that.
one of those people.
And Ozzy made a good point too. Ozzy is saying he understands and knows his family. So he knows what his family's going to do. His family may drill the person and they may not be ready for that. They may not be ready for those questions. So it's like what we talked about, since we're still talking about this question, you need to let whoever your potential mate or significant other know the qualms, the ins and outs of your family. Brief them, please, before you actually take them to your house or your home. Please let them know about that uncle, that auntie, that cousin that's going to say whatever. You need to let them know about that person so they won't be caught off guard. So
Don't just put them in the lion's den.
yeah,
Don't just
don't
throw
do
them
that. Don't do that. Don't do that. And please also discuss customs. I mean, if y'all saying y'all bake cookies that on Christmas or whatever, let them know about that. If y'all saying that, hey, all the women or the men, whatever it may be, they supposed to help out with the dishes or they supposed to be the one to serve. You need to let them know that as well. Let them know about the customs so they won't be caught off guard.
True.
That's a good point.
All right. Nicole T said, I know myself very well in my 40s. I know exactly what I want. All right.
Nicole, that's
Yes.
good.
Yes, Nicole, we should.
We should. All right. So
Hey, look, Nicole, it helps you eliminate what you don't want easily. Get them out.
Elimination, baby. Red flag detectives.
Yes.
yep.
So
All right.
we so for first Christmas, as far as introducing them to your mate, what do we decide? That it depends on a time frame or what?
And your family.
Your family. Family dynamics. Family
They
dynamics.
have family and friends, right? I'm like, for friends.
Yeah.
Family and friends. Some friends are like family, though. Look.
Yeah.
Well, no,
Right.
I mean, I think I like to introduce the person that I'm talking to my friends early on so they can, kind of start grading them for me and just so they'll know. So if he out there tricking, they'll know. They'll know that too.
Lord have mercy. Hey, Wendell Berry. Good to see you.
What's up, Wendell?
Hey, Wyndham.
All right. So, yeah, I don't know. I think it's kind of 50-50 on that. On the whether or not the first Christmas bring them home to the family.
Yeah, I think it is too. And like you said, I think it depends on the family. I think of the family dynamics and also how fast the relationship has progressed. Definitely.
Yep. All right. All right. We ready for the first Christmas question?
We ready?
All right. So you notice your mate spending a lot of money on gifts and merriment during the holiday.
Let's throw it in the bag.
No, you know they can't afford it based on the conversations you've had about money and the amount of debt that they are currently in.
I don't know how I'm gonna pay this light bill, but Christmas coming up.
Stop it. Do you
You know what
express,
happens?
do you express your concern or keep silent? All right.
I gotta get some new
Nick,
ties,
Nick,
man.
is,
I gotta get some new ties. Christmas right around the corner.
Nick is right. They'd be like, "They gonna get this money when they get it. I gotta get my baby Christmas stuff."
Right.
Hey, let's just be honest. That's what Christmas gets a lot of families in debt, and in trouble. It does.
Oh, bro.
Because
Bro, bro, Christmas.
sometimes parents overcompensate, for throughout the year. And sometimes that's when they just got to keep up with the Joneses. So we know that to be the case.
Yeah.
So if mate, and I have heard stories where young ladies have been dating men and their daughter wanted a Louis Vuitton purse or something like that. And they said they know they shouldn't afford it or buy it for them, but that's their baby girl. And she
Hey,
did so well in college and she did this and that. And
Keith,
they purchased it. I have heard of relationships being, like destroyed because of that.
Keith,
Listen,
I don't care what bills do. My kids gonna have a good Christmas. I don't care.
do not be
Oh,
bummed.
that's what you're just saying?
No,
Yes.
I'm just saying that's what people be saying.
Oh, exactly.
They're gonna have to wait. They're gonna have to
Exactly.
wait.
And I
Um,
think that's we have to get over. We have to get over because, Christmas really should be every day. All throughout the year. It shouldn't take, one day for you to just go and spend all this excessive amount of money, you know. So I think that is a tricky one that I would love to hear answers for because I had a friend who had this issue. This wasn't my question, but I had a friend that had that issue and their relationship was destroyed because she actually said something to him and he didn't like the fact that she said something to him about it and they had just dating, whereas I'm thinking, okay, you got a woman or it could be a male that's really trying to look out for your financial well-being. Why would you be upset if they're really trying to look out? But I guess the delivery, means a lot too.
because I'm grown. You can't tell me how to spend my money.
I've been doing this way before you got here. How you gonna tell me how to spend my money?
Mm.
Yeah,
All right.
that's basically.
Let me repeat it for those who may just be tuning in. This is our holiday edition, and we're talking about first Christmas with your May, with Bay, with Boo, Boo Bay, whatever you want to call them. You notice them spending a lot of money on gifts and merriment during the holidays. You know they can't afford it based on the chats that you all have had about money and the amount of debt that they are currently in. Do you express your concern to them or do you just keep quiet? What do you do?
I
Do
think that you have to learn how to be an awesome storyteller and give them some stories that are relevant to that. Because if you love
Okay.
someone, especially if you want a future with them, you don't want them to overspend, because then that means that that's going to be a pattern for them. If you don't address it, they're going to keep doing that. And then that's going to ultimately impact your relationship.
tell them a
But
parable?
somebody else got to say.
No, I agree with that, Jakitra. I mean, apparently they've been doing it, and so they doing it while they with you as well, and so they've been doing this before, and we already know that one of the top reasons why relationships end, and we talk about marriages and any other relationship, if you talking about cohabitation, is finances. That's one of the main reasons. So that's a sensitive topic. So if I've been doing this for a certain number of years, and you telling me how to spend my money, it could be a real sensitive topic that'd be hard to discuss. It could be.
So my cousin Tony said I'd probably be silent, but it's definitely noted. Thinking about
Right.
But
that's
hey,
right.
Tanya, look, we haven't seen you in a while, girl.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you will be silent,
Okay, so wait, let's address Tanya, then we're
yeah,
gonna get Wendell.
yeah, if you're going to be silent and is noted, then okay, let's be honest, and Tanya, you can comment. If that's noted in the back of your mind, isn't that going to irk you and bother you? And then you're going to find something in everything else. Then you're going to be like, he's spending more money he's supposed to on that. No one need to pay that bill. It's like that will always just come up in your head, and it'll be hard for you to forget about that.
So I think some people may think, okay, yes, they had a very great Christmas. Income tax will be rolling around in January. Maybe there'll be a little bit left for that Valentine's Day, and then I need to call.
Child, it get worse during income tax season. The people that overspend for Christmas overspend for tax season.
It's the behavior. It's the behavior and a habit. But
Yeah.
I think Tanya was talking about as well. When she say silent but duly noted, I think she pretty much telling herself, I have the option to walk away, and I might do that. You see what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I
Yeah.
think she's giving herself that option, like, hey, I ain't gonna say that right now, but I have the decision to make. Do I really want to deal with this? Because I see this person behaviors and the way they behaving right now. I'm not in agreement with it. So either I'm gonna have to have a conversation with them, or either
Mhm.
I'm probably just gonna walk away.
All right. All right, let's go back to Wendell. He said, I'm not breaking my bank or ruining my credit over some presents. Do you do you
Do
don't
you, but don't expect me to
don't
do what
expect
you
me
do.
to do what you do. I have a plan for my life and you are welcome to be part of the plan or you can exit stage left. All right.
So that
Ozzy
means,
said I would
okay,
encourage you to start shopping. What you want to speak to Wendell?
no, you could go ahead. I mean, I was going to say something with
Oh,
Ozzy. I mean, what Wendell said. It's like, does he say that to them or he's just making a statement, you know?
yeah. I think knowing Wendell is probably both. All right. Ozzy said, I would encourage you to start shopping throughout the year to avoid high debt in December. Being a smart shopper is a plus during 4th of July, Labor Day, prime sales, etc. Set boundaries and lessons learned from that person. If they are chronic spenders, be accountable and save yourself.
But if you don't know that person, I mean, if you start dating them and Christmas is the first time that you observe this type of behavior, you can't really encourage them
Mhm.
throughout the year because you haven't been with them throughout the year. So like if you met them, well, I guess whatever holiday, but if you just are meeting them and it's only been a few months and Christmas is your first holiday, then it's hard for you to encourage them. So maybe you can make note and tell them that I know you spend a lot of money this year, but next year you might want to start shopping early on. And then they might cuss you out, but be like, okay.
Yeah, I think it would be difficult, Jakitra, but I think it's based on how much influence you have over them. So
Mhm.
if you actually have enough influence on them, they may actually listen to you. So it depends on the
Oh,
influence.
hopefully so.
Yeah.
It will. It will.
Hopefully. So Tanya said it will, but an opportunity may come about for me to state my observation.
Right.
All
I
right.
think
And
she was
Marcus
responding to
wrote,
our last thing she said.
yeah, she was.
And
All
hopefully you will have an opportunity to say something, you know, because a lot of times people don't want you to tell them how to spend their money.
Nicole.
Hey, Nicole.
Yeah.
All right.
I think most of the time people don't want you to tell them to spend their money. Most of the time, I'm
That is,
going to work. Hey,
that's a fact.
I didn't see you on the job with me. I'm going to work.
Yeah. And I mean, and some people are so sensitive because they take it as if you trying to tell me I can't do for my child. You know what I mean? This ain't your child. It's my child. And I'm
Exactly,
for my
exactly.
child. And you're
Like
like,
I said before,
okay.
my
It's
kids gonna have a good Christmas. I'm telling you, my kids gonna have a good Christmas. Before. That's what they
right.
think.
And
I
I'm
don't care
sure
what.
that men probably feel a certain way when they're dating a woman and she has been asking you for money throughout the year or, to pay this bill or to do for her. And then for Christmas, she want to overspend. And then you're thinking, okay, now next week you're gonna come to me and ask me to pay this bill.
Yeah. All right. So I don't know. It's like 50-50 on this one too. Some folks saying they tell them, others are like, I'm silent.
Well, I haven't seen many people say they tell them,
When
Wendell
to say you
did.
tell them?
but I'm
Uh,
talking about, okay, what the females say other than Tanya. Tanya said she stays silent, but
Nobody else
everybody
said
I haven't seen
anything.
any other females.
Tanya said she would have a conversation with him if the opportunity presents itself.
Right.
Right. But
Yeah.
I'm saying I haven't seen any other females to say anything.
No,
So,
we
Nicole, what would you do?
I would tell them a parable about the importance of good stewardship and these material things are fleeting and they need to, you know, find some value in some other things. So I would tell them
Tell them the story about the 5 talents. Tell them the story about
right.
the 5 talents.
Yes, I would tell them. All right. We got some other folks commenting. Levon said I tell them. Ozzy said observation and exit. So he not only telling them, but he leaving.
Yeah, I'm out. Exit stays left.
He said deuces. Because
Yeah.
I don't want to hear you talking about how broke you are, trying to borrow some money from me to pay these bills.
I know some people feel like I don't have time to have this conversation because I expect you to already be on top of your finances. So some people at that point where it's like, we're not having a conversation about finances. I need you to already be there. You see what I'm saying? So some people are like, I'm just gonna leave because I don't feel like I need to do that. I'm past that.
Well, dang, that might be a little harsh right there, don't you think?
I think Jaketra, it can come off harsh, but it can come off like when somebody has a system, like it may be something that they're willing to say, I'm gonna compromise on this, but I'm not compromising on finances. You see what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like,
oh, so
yeah,
you're saying what one of your deal breakers are.
yeah, that's a deal breaker for me because and,
You don't
it
think
all
you
comes
probably
from
could say to someone, is that because, okay, here's the thing. If that's what people have always been doing, like that's what they've always been doing, that's what they've been accustomed to doing. So they really don't know any better until
right.
they meet someone that comes along that gives them the parable, you know what I mean? Or really try to work with them for their finances. They might actually be willing to listen and change,
Right. Right. So, and what I was gonna say is that we are a sum total of our relationships, right? That's what we are. We're a sum total of our relationships and our experiences. So I'm saying this person, maybe they was with someone that they tried to train, they tried to teach and everything like that, and this person just took the information and just kind of buried it in the ground. They didn't listen to them, and they just kind of like ad nauseum try to tell them they didn't listen. So they're like, you know what, the next person, you gotta already have your finances straight. You see what I'm saying? So they just like, I'm not doing that no more. So that's what I was saying.
All right. So Javon says she wouldn't say anything. She'd see how it plays out. She said they should have spending and gifting down by my age. And
Right.
Javon is,
That's what I was saying. Some people just like, you should have this down already. I'm not even gonna go there.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that, but I guess I don't know, maybe I just go for the underdog because I just know everybody wasn't raised the same, and during Christmas, there are people that were raised to where their parents just went all out. So that's what they've been accustomed to. So I think in conversation, you can find that out, and then depending on what, the circumstances are. I mean, because this year with COVID, with the vid, then it could be a totally different conversation for people because there are still people who are suffering during COVID, but still are going to try to make this the best Christmas their kids ever had just
Right.
because they didn't have to take digital academy or whatever, you know.
And you could look at it this way too, Jaketra. You could look at it if that person's saying, I don't have time to teach you. You could look at that as them actually being really considerate because they're saying, I don't have time to teach you, so I'm gonna remove myself and let somebody that has the patience and time to teach you. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the way. Let somebody else come that has that time and patience to teach you because I don't have it. So
Yeah,
I'm in the way. I'm gonna
that's
remove
true.
myself. Let somebody else come that has time that want to do that.
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, that could be, like you said, it could be one of your deal breakers. It could be what I know I don't want somebody that I got to teach, finances to.
Yeah, but I agree with you though. I mean, it depends on what people come from. People just spend, spend, spend. And the thing is, if you don't have a plan for when you broke, if you don't have a plan for when you have money, then the only plan you're gonna revert back to is when you broke. So it's just,
Right.
yeah.
That's a mature way of thinking about it. Wendell talked about there are those who make finance the final straw. Nick, did you? I've heard this. Now I don't know if there's any truth to it, but that finances is the number one cause of divorce.
So I heard it was finances is definitely up there. If we talking about top three, it's also sexual incompatibility,
Mhm.
sexual boredom, and also communication and finance. So those always been the top three. So finance has always been up there.
All right.
Mhm.
So, with that in mind, I think, what standard are you setting if you kind of suck it up and don't say anything? It's you setting yourself
Jesus.
up for failure. Say
Can
what?
you imagine a relationship that got all three? They don't have no communication, the finance bad, and the sex bad.
You say Jesus, she'll keep through.
I had two of those that was just horrible. So
Keep about,
I
hey, keep about 90 days, Jakeisha, 90 days.
it wasn't the finances, it was the other
90
two.
days. 90 days. And we asking for out. We out of here.
All
I
right.
know. I was like, dang,
So we
I'm
got
out.
we got Lenitra Bennett on, who is normally I think sleep because she has to be up in the morning on the news here in Tallahassee. But we appreciate you being on here. Lenitra said it can be a sensitive subject, but if the person says something in love and in a respectful way, parable, I think the mate should be able to accept it in love. They should know the person is saying something because they're concerned and not because they're being rude or petty. If they get upset, that may be a sign they shouldn't stick around. The delivery is important though. So
Right.
have
And
Lenitra made up for all the time she wasn't on. Thank you, Lenitra.
I appreciate that, Nietzsche, and thank you for joining us. And I think that goes back to my comment about what type of influence you have. Like
mm,
that person should definitely assess the person that's really giving them this information and advice. Like, is this person always out to help me or hurt me? And you should really take in consideration on anything they say to you.
yes. All right.
Agreed.
So folks are chiming in on that all three things. Didn't help.
That ain't gonna work. That's a quick, quick release. That's out.
Right.
Look,
You
I think
strike two.
we can write a book on those.
Mm-mm. All right. Javon said, I think that the first gift should match where they are in life. If they had a hard year, then I'm not expecting anything but time, and I'm okay with that. All right.
That's right. So this year, everybody need to expect just love, virtual hugs,
90 days.
Air
90
hugs.
days same as cash.
air hugs.
Yes. Air hugs for everyone.
Mark, that sounds like some rental center type stuff. 90 days same as cash.
They same as class. What in the world? What in the ham sandwich is that? All right. All right. Well, that one kind of got them fired up. Okay. Anything else we
Well, I'm
want
sure
to say
that we're going
about
to have some stories about that
here?
after this Christmas, because this Christmas, I think that it's going to be some judgmental. You don't want to be judgmental, but with all that's going on in the world right now, flogging and all that kind of stuff should not be it. But just like with the what is it, the PS5? Yeah, we know we're going to see a lot of that on Christmas in the post.
Mm-mm. All right. Coach Ozzy said culture and upbringing may have a great impact for years on the mindset of spending. Very true.
Oh,
Does.
absolutely.
Does.
Levon said this year you will get fruitcake and be merry.
Not the fruitcake.
Fruitcake, okay?
The thing about finances is unless you like a finance major, they don't teach this stuff in school. So
They
if they don't
don't.
teach it in school, either you read about it or your parents gave you information. A lot of times parents don't teach that. So like
Well,
yeah,
I
I
was
really
going to say, a lot of times in our community, our parents didn't really teach us a lot of things. You know what I mean? They were too busy working and trying to make ends meet. So they didn't sit you down and teach you those things. They didn't take you to the grocery store and be like, we're going to budget when we go to the grocery store. This is how much money I got to spend and show you all those things. So no, they didn't.
Yeah.
right. So it's like, where you gonna learn it? If your parents ain't teach it, they're not teaching in school unless you are like a improvement type person, when you're going to get you some books or talk to someone and know what they're doing, you really don't know unless you have to learn. And then you go by the school of hard knocks, which that's not really good, because by the time you figure it out, you're 50 years old and got bad credit. So it's like,
Right. All
Well,
right.
that's the people I can refer y'all to if y'all look. Taz not on the line.
All right, Nick, I'm gonna let you handle this last one. 80-20 rule.
It's the 80-20 rule. So the 80-20 rule. So the question that we have is that, what is the 80-20 rule? And then do you consider the 80-20 rule whenever you're dating someone? So I kind of want the audience to chime in. What is the 80-20 rule? And do you consider the 80-20 rule whenever you're actually dating or looking for a potential mate?
Chime in, y'all. We want
chime in. Now, you ladies, y'all can start off the conversation if y'all would like, what do y'all think 80-20 rule? Because I actually have. Go ahead.
I said, do you remember the scene in Why Did I Get Married with Jill Scott?
I do. Yes. Mm-hmm.
But
go ahead and elaborate on that. That's considered the 80-20 rule, right? You want to kind of like elaborate on that a little bit?
Well, I kind of vaguely remember, but I know when she got the divorce from her husband, and he showed up at Janet Jackson's, book, whatever she was having, and her husband told her that he had gotten his 80, and she said, "No, you got your 20." She had to elaborate and tell him that, no, don't get it twisted. She was the 80%. You left the 80% for 20%.
Right. And it ended up being, it seemed to be true based on the second one that they did,
Absolutely.
because she couldn't cook or anything, so yeah.
And I wonder statistically, and you can talk about that, if that ends up being the case, that a lot of times when men leave, like you hear men leaving their wives for strippers or, for somebody else. And does the person that they left their wife for, that they end up being 80%, or do they actually end up being the 20%?
But if you're talking about a stripper, then you probably leave them because you feel like she has some gymnastics in the bed. So that's only about 20%. So it's like,
okay.
I would definitely say that rule is in effect then, because we don't know what she could do outside of that. We don't know if she's a good mother. We don't know if she can cook. We don't know if she actually smart. She can help with my finances. We don't know if she actually a motivator. We don't know anything else, but we know she can get down on that pole. That's all we know. So it's like, that's about 20% right there. So you may be good in the bedroom, but I can't speak for nothing else. So that's only about 10 to 20% for me.
You done dropped it down to 10.
Yeah.
There was a Strawberry Letter the other day that talked about the 80-20 rule, and he had left his wife for someone, and basically he wanted his wife back. So it seems like whenever that happens, you are getting the 20%.
Right. So I heard this thing before, and it's funny to me. They said, people always talk about this, the grass is not always green on the other side. And what I always say, what I heard before, it said sometimes the grass is greener, but the reason why the grass is green because the manure is up under. And that's what's making the grass green, and manure stinks. So that's just one thing I heard before. Let's put that out there. So that grass is real green, but it's a reason why.
So when you talk about 80 and 20% in dating, you're saying that when we are dating, do we factor in the 80-20 in comparison to other suitors that we're dating?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, okay.
Right. Because we all know, and I think the 80-20 rule is that you're not going to get everything. It's because nobody's perfect.
Hey,
right?
Look, right now, me and Nicole was talking about it's taking about five men to make one good one.
You know what? We need to bring that up. That's a whole nother conversation, right? We need to talk about that. Yeah, we need to talk about that, because women be taking pieces of men and putting them together.
Lord, can I just get one good one? You know what I mean? Just one. Why am I talking to 5 different guys just to get one good one?
Listen, Nicole, jot that down, because we need to talk about that. We definitely need to talk about that.
I'm gonna put it on the list.
We need to talk about that, because I got a lot to say to that one as well. So, but yeah, so The 80-20 rule, essentially when you normally hear about 80-20 rule is that you hope to get 80% at least because nobody's perfect. And then you may be missing a little 20%. What I like to say though, you could work on the 20%. At least you got the 80. So that's one thing I would like to say, but I do want to hear from the audience about the 80-20 rule.
What did Rashina say?
She said that 80% is someone who have mostly everything you want and a few knots. 20% is someone that have a few things and you want at the moment.
At the moment. Oh, okay. I like that, Rashina.
So the 20 is momentary. It's temporary.
So it'll be interesting to find out what normally is that 20%. Because if you actually think about leaving the 80 for that 20, what is actually compelling you to do that? What is that 20% normally?
So I think what LaVon say right here, the grass, it looked greener, but it's actually astroturf.
Right, that's fake. I like that, LaVon.
Yeah, it's fake. But I think that I know for me, because I have someone like he I don't even know if I consider him to be 80% at this point. But on the outside, physically, he is everything, and in other areas too. But the way that he makes me feel, I don't like that part. You know what I mean? And that's just the part that I don't think that I could change, and his communication isn't the best, So the 20%, I guess, that's huge to me. You know what I mean? But I guess it just depends on what's important to you when you talk about that 20%.
I agree. Yeah. And it's like, because I think that 20% varies based on who we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
So I think it depends on who we're talking about and who's dating that person that has 80 and then they're still looking for the 20. So I think that 20 varies. But that's why I was saying, I was like, what is that 20% that's causing people to actually even think about leaving the 80 for, right? But I think Rashina, she kind of hit on it that for the moment. I think it's a temporary thing. It's a fix because you understand that 20 is only 20%. So that's not enough to keep you there. So you want to go back. But what is that 20% that keeps people actually stepping out there and want to see what it's about?
So Dr. Asha, who's on, hey, Dr. Asha, she said 80 is a B and a barely B at that.
Thank you, Dr. Asha, for staying up with us. I appreciate that.
Right. Listen, class over. Look, the semester over, so she can stay up late tonight. Okay. All right. Roz, my buddy Roz, said, I think that 80-20 rule depends on where the 20% falls in your list of priorities. If number one on someone's list is a faith in God and the person has everything they want except that, then because that's their priority, they can't budge on it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I like it, Roz.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So Jacinta said, I think we are stuck on having 100% from a person. We may be okay with the 80, but if the 20 is inviting, we want that too. Good point.
I like that, Jacinta.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go back and reevaluate my list as I age.
So Keisha sitting back in her feelings a little bit about today.
You doing a full assessment over there. You know what I'm saying?
You see the
full self-evaluation over there.
I am, because when you get to our age, and especially if you've been married before, you don't want to go down that road again. You know what I mean? So you definitely got to do a full assessment and just be honest.
So Archie said, everyone don't need 80. I believe I could turn a 20 to a 90. What?
God, well,
all right.
I would like to know how you do that, Archie.
Listen.
Yes, we need some classes taught.
We need to invite him as a guest. What?
I'm trying to tell you.
He could turn a 20 to a 90.
I'm just gonna say, Archie, you cold. You cold. Well, you cold.
Look, okay now.
Okay.
Hey, somebody messaged me and they said that when I mentioned the strawberry letter, they said their ex went for the 20, and last week he called to let her know how much he missed her. So it is still happening.
Normally what I hear is that 20 do not keep you. That's the thing. That 20 don't keep you. It's like I agree with Rashina. It's almost like a
But
temporary
look,
fix.
but if Archie can teach a class on how to take the 20 to the 90, it's gonna be some people in trouble.
Yeah. That's what I want to know. How he do that? Archie, you got some mean development skills. They mean over there.
She said he got that extra.
Yeah. I'm trying to tell you, Doc, that's what I'm saying. Hey,
Dr. Archie,
hey,
that's good right there.
hey, somebody saying that he's staying out the class. I mean, it's mentoring, it's everything in the audio.
Oh my gosh, office hours
Listen,
around here.
he got that Beyonce.
Oh my gosh. Okay, wait. Let me Wendell said we put a lot of pressure on our partner to be our everything. Unrealistic expectations. Yeah, that is very true.
I totally agree with that.
Right? Yeah. That's why they had a big word called compromise, right? And we
But
talk
that's
about
what
it.
seems to be so hard is that whole compromise.
That's what I just about to say. We all like to say it, but then it's hard to do it, though. It's hard.
It
to
is.
do it.
No, what did she say? She said,
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Hey, we all want to know how you doing that. We all want to know how you doing.
He said, where do I sign? Hey, listen,
Archie, we all
he might want to make that 20, that 90.
Hey, Archie teaches some type of master class or something. I just want to sign up myself.
That's what y'all need to be buying for Christmas rather than them expensive gifts.
How to take that 20 and turn it into how to take 20% and turn it into 90 by Archie.
But hey, now
I talk about my people will call.
You know what? Archie got jokes. Listen, he got jokes. So Jacinta said that no, there are some 20 that will never be 90.
Mm-mm.
No, but I can tell you what. I mean, you know, Black China done rose up. She Black China for Rob Kardashian. She took her 20% and made it 90 and made it work for her.
All right. So Nick said, Rashina said, Nick, you stated you wanted some examples. I know one example would be looks or body types. That 20 can have that fake body, cute, however, don't have nothing else to give to the relationship.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So I felt like the 20% is mainly when I hear about the 20%, it's mostly physical. It's either physical or sexual when I hear about the 20. That's what I was asking.
Yep.
Ross said what Keisha said is golden. And I asked this women are constantly self-evaluating for the purpose of dating and finding a life mate. Do men actually do this also?
Oh, that's a good question.
I think when they get to a certain age of maturity, yes.
Come on now, let's let LaVon, Archie answer. All of y'all answer.
So Archie said, knowing your value and being willing to help build someone else's.
Yes. Oh, look, I still want to go.
Camille said Archie is a miracle worker. Maybe she is a 90, but doesn't know it and can make her realize it.
I think
Archie is a miracle worker.
Well, I think that if a man meets when he has that 80%, I think that with the right tools and the right way to love her, that 20% is very minuscule, you know. So she really is a 90.
All right.
I want the men to comment on what Ross said about the self-evaluating. And Nick, you can ask Archie's makeovers. 99.99.
Bring that 20 to me.
Look, Archie, they done started you a business.
Right. Home-based business and that.
You know, so Archie talking about that sounds like an investment. So I need to know when I'm going to get my return on investment. If they bring you 20, how soon can I get that 90? That's what you also need to put in the Archie. Because I need to know how long we got to wait.
Lord have mercy.
He said 80% is boring. Okay, listen. To Roz's question, you know, so guys chime in, but Nick, while they're typing, you know, and getting their kick off of Archie, do men actually do self-evaluation for the purpose of dating and finding a life mate?
Yeah, I think I seem to agree with Nicole. I think it depends on maturity. I think it depends on where they're at in their life. a lot of times when men get to that point, and this is a big one I said before, when men's like, you know what, I'm tired of sacrificing my peace. When they get to that point, then they get to the point where they start evaluating themselves, and then they start gathering and implementing a system where they do a self-evaluation, and then they already know what they need in their life. But I think it is an age of maturity, and I think it is to a point where they like, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I need the right one in my life. I ain't playing no more games no more. And again, like we said before, that's not an actual age number. That's a maturity stage of maturation that a man has met.
Okay, so we got at least three men saying yes, they do. Wendell said, "I evaluate myself for the purpose of being the best version of myself, as improve my market value and value to the community at large. I'm sure the women will come." Hmm.
I agree with that window. I'm always saying you got to be the best version of yourself. And the reason is you can't be nobody else anyway. Like I always say, you were born an original, don't die a copy. So I ain't worried about what nobody else doing. I'm doing what Nick doing. I'm trying to be the best Nick that God ever created. I don't care what nobody else doing. So best version of myself every single day. No New Year's resolutions. I'm just trying to be better every single day.
Love it. Camille said, "I do believe that the right person has the ability to bring out the best in a mate. So
I agree with that.
that means you can help them to stop overspending for Christmas."
Yeah. Yeah.
That too. All of that.
Yeah, the right mate could definitely pull out that greatness that's inside of you that never been tapped by somebody else. But it takes the right person.
Mhm.
That is an amen.
All right. Ozzy said, "You got to know yourself to grow yourself." Ooh, I like that. I have to be a better, I have to be better than last year in all capacity. All right.
I agree.
They said, "Preach, Deacon Nick."
Doc, you still with us? Thank you. Amen.
All right. So 80/20. I think what I got from that is 20 typically is physical, sexual. Um, but you really need to be about being your best self and not giving up the 80 for the 20. And Archie said the 95% special starts now. Up to Annie from 90 to 95.
I know, right? You see how you did that just that fast, right?
Strong A. That's a strong A right there.
So would you say the reason why the 80/20 rule still exists is because it okay, is it more men that leave women? Because when I hear 80/20 rule, it seems like it's more men that are leaving the women than women leaving the men. And would that be based on the fact that they're not self-evaluating themselves? That's why they feel the need that they have to go to get the 20.
So, I'm a statistics type of guy, and I can't
Yes.
really comment on that unless I got the statistics in front of me. So I have to be mindful that you may be saying that because you're a woman, and you may be thinking that it's more men, but somebody else could actually say that it's more women leaving. So I don't know. So until we do the research, I can't really say. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you're trying to be politically correct. Listen,
I can't really say.
You knew he was gonna say he had to do the research, so
I got to do the research. I can't
well,
look. I
I'm
can
just
never.
going off of, okay, Nicole, most of the time when you hear somebody leaving somebody for the 20, is it more men than women? Because I've ever, and I mean, I would be honest if I have, I've never heard of a woman leaving a good man, an 80% man for a 20% man. I haven't heard of that.
So let me just follow up with this question right here. So you never heard that, but namely, you talking to your girlfriends. You're not talking to men. You talking to your girlfriends.
No. I do talk to men.
No, you talk to men. Yes, you do talk to men, but are you talking to men more than you talk to your girlfriends?
I have more conversation with men than I do females. I do. I just like that. I always have been. That's how I know y'all so well. I learned from the best.
I hear what you're saying, but like I said, I won't say anything until I actually speak on it. And I don't know, maybe we gotta bring what's his name that just came on here? that did the investigations. Maybe we got to bring him back, and maybe he can help us out.
I think that would be good to know. I mean, even though he did say that, he know a woman that left a man, but we don't know when she left him, if she left him for 20% or not.
He said women. He didn't just say a woman. He said women.
Oh, okay. Well, I was talking about the case that he talked about.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was plural.
Oh, I don't remember that. Thank you.
I know you remember.
But Dr. Monica hadn't said anything. I'm wondering if she would have some statistics.
I don't know. I don't know.
I just tend to believe that if a man is good in bed, a woman ain't leaving him for no. When you talk about, you said sexual and what else?
Physical. So body.
Sexual. If a woman got a fine man and he good in bed, it's gonna be hard for her to leave that.
What about, okay, I like that what you said, and I tend to agree with you. Would you say would money lure that woman? Say if it's that man, he's good in bed, but he don't really have a lot of money. And matter of fact, you taking care of most of the bills and paying for everything. So if someone else that came that just as attractive, not as good in bed, but he actually have a whole bunch of money, are you staying or you leaving?
Now I have heard that women get I would stay with the good in bed because I didn't have that. And so the finances don't matter to me. That's not my thing. But I have heard of women that have a little man on the side because of the finances. So I have heard of that.
That goes back to y'all theory about you need more than one man. You got pieces of man. Man over here got money. Man over here is good in bed. Man over here that can fix things. Yeah, that we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna get into that.
I don't even think that ours is really necessarily the finances. When we start talking to 5 different men just to get one, I think ours is more of an emotional, maybe stamina, all that other kind of level. So yes, that would be a good conversation to have.
I like that. That's good. I like that, Chiquitra. We have to talk about that one because I got some stuff to say on that one too. I got a lot of stuff to say on that actually.
So Lanitra said, I would agree, Jokitra. Many women stay with only 40 or 50%. So I don't think many are leaving when they have 80%. And then
it's rough in these streets.
And then she just further specified she was agreeing with the statement of more men leave for the than women. So, all right. Well, we'll see what your research says, Nick, if you can find anything on that.
Yeah. Well, I
know a lot of women that put up with a whole lot of crap. Like Lanitra said, it's more 40-50%. And they still and you be like, girl, you need to leave him.
So the reason why I say that, because of course I mostly talk to men, and guess what I hear? I hear a lot of men getting left by their women. So that's what I hear. That's what I'm saying. So it's like
good in bed. Huh? I bet you they're not good in bed. And now
look,
we're good in bed. And what did I say?
So look, of course they're not saying that, right? Because they're not going to admit that, right? But of course I hear that. Yeah, but you said that probably could have. That's what it could be. What?
Yeah. Next time, ask them, how's your sex life? Does she complain about your sex life?
Woo. Okay. All right. Jacinta said it's more plausible for the 80% to attain the additional 20. It's much more difficult to reach 80 from 20. As we age, physical sexual appeal changes. That's an unstable foundation to build a long-lasting relationship only on that. Looking at the while, things gonna start breaking down, and you might need some enhancements to make things work.
Hey, listen, they say, what is the age, Nick, since you're good on statistics, what is the age for people still having sex? Because I think the STD rate is highest amongst older people.
I heard that before too, and a lot of times it was the ones that's in like long-term facilities. Yeah, because they just pretty much going for the next room over.
Exactly.
They like the way
they're like still the way they were on at 70 and 80 years old.
Yeah, right. So they had some jello together, and so that kind of got some things going. And
No,
so,
you didn't say it, Jello.
that happens. So, so I have heard that before. Just to answer your question, I have heard that.
All at the bingo game, huh?
I'll let the bingo game.
Went down at the bingo game. All right. So 80-20, huh? Any other comments around 80-20? We know that Alfie's got the special. You got to keep them cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, he said.
You
Okay.
know what, Archie? You doing a lot of talking.
He is real chatty tonight. Dr.
He,
Oscar,
look, I'm not gonna say nothing.
all right. We gonna get Archie a job, right? Everybody want to sign up.
Yes, Archie, you got a job to do.
We got to get this course together because they want to know how he can turn a
I,
20.
I'm gonna have to call Archie and give him several jobs.
He on 99,
Oh, he done went up.
right?
I got something for you, Archie.
I'm looking for that small writing or that fast talking at the end.
Exactly. That disclaimer.
Right.
That disclaimer.
Right.
Exactly. You know what you're dealing with.
Look, we're gonna have to find out. Never mind. Okay, what did somebody say?
That's it. That's it. Dr. Asha
No,
said
somebody had a comment. Oh, yeah, the
it's
STDs
going
are
up
going
among the
up in
senior
your
population,
population.
It is. Yeah, I've definitely heard that.
especially
I know.
those that are contained on assisted living facilities.
Right, and that's what I
Well,
said. So go ahead, Jakitra.
there was a strawberry letter the other day about, it wasn't about the
No.
STDs, but it was about an older man who was 87 that had a younger girlfriend. And Steve Harvey was like, she probably was about 70, but he had taken one of his pills and he was getting it on. So that's why I'm like, I know the older people are getting it on. And hopefully all of us that are on here, 30s, 40s, 50s, we still want to be doing that at 80 and 92.
And some of those living facilities, I have heard stories that during nap time they found two people in the bed instead of one. So
They wanted to cuddle. They was just cuddling.
Well, well.
hey, you don't have to take your clothes off to cuddle.
Right.
So I'm just saying.
People sleep naked. It feels better when, it's benefits to sleeping naked.
I read it before.
Yeah. So anyway.
All right. So this has been
We're going
quite
to talk about. We know what we're going to talk about for January. We're going to talk about why we got to talk to 5 different men in order to be excited and form one man.
Yes.
And we talk about the budget. If we can take the budget part from Christmas to go over kind of like, well, what Candace sent us about if a man is on a budget for him dating you, how acceptable that is. Because I think that would be cool.
That was good. Yeah, I like that too. So
Yeah, that was a good one. And we
and
need another one, so y'all can tell us some stuff to talk about. We're not going to talk about Archie and how successful he was with the $99.99 fee that he wants to charge to take a woman from a 20 to a 90.
all right. So
We got 1% Wednesdays.
yeah. Ross said, did I miss a continuation of the last show regarding the breakup before Christmas deadline? So Ross, today was the deadline.
Today is the day.
Today is the deadline breakup.
December 15th is the day. So you still have technically 2 hours and 6 minutes to decide who you're going to give a Christmas gift to.
Mm-hmm.
So
we talked about that in the beginning. Yes, today.
She did what now?
No, I was just mentioning to her, and I'm not sure if Ross was on when we started out this conversation, but today is the deadline for that. So.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You
should have checked your list, and you should have made your list, and you should have been checked it twice already by now. Right. and anybody that's on your list that's naughty or nice, you should have already made that call.
Okay. Based on Jacinta's statement, I have a suggestion. When we do the ready to build a man topic, what a man, what a mighty good. maybe we need to invite some ladies on to be on here with us to talk about that, because
Okay.
I have had multiple conversations with women about that. That's like a serious thing, why it's so hard to just get everything that we want, even half of what we want in one man.
Yeah, that's why I said when you mentioned that, I definitely agree. That's a hot topic, and we need to talk about that. So I definitely agree. Yeah.
So Jacinta, you might need to be on.
And so the thing we also could talk about. So how do you get men to develop or become that one man where they don't need five? So we could talk about that too and get some tips on that.
Oh God, that's the ultimate. I mean, isn't that what everybody would want? So you got some research on that, Nick?
Of course, that's why I told you I got some stuff on
Hold
that.
on. And you've been holding back? That's like
You know, hold it back.
like you could sell that.
I tell my clients all the time. I ain't been holding back.
We not your clients?
Y'all my friends. Y'all my co-hosts.
Which is even more.
We talking to the men. We talking to the men here. We talking how the men can become that. That's what we talking about. The men.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We talking to the men.
Well, I think sometimes God put us in the way for us to talk to the men, to share stuff with them.
We're gonna have that dialogue. We talking about that alpha male, and we'll get into it. We
Okay.
everything.
Well, I'm sure holla at your boy 95%. I'm sure he knows,
We need to have
because
Archie on here. We need to have Archie on here too.
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah. How many people can you have on?
Of the 10.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, it probably would be good to have some men and women to talk
We
about
need to
that.
have both. We need to have a balanced discussion. So definitely both.
Okay. Let's do it.
Okay, so we need to get our men.
Mm-hmm. So if y'all are interested
They need to
in
be married or single. They need to be single.
Both.
okay,
Let's do both.
well,
Or I can represent the married
No,
man.
you represent the married men, because we don't need no other married men coming on trying to take over and dominate.
I represent the married man. We have
Yeah, we need single men, and you could be the mediator for both.
I get a marriage perspective, right? Okay.
Okay, so that means we need 4 women. We need more women than men.
Why? That's what I'm saying. Look at this. Why?
We need 4 women and 3 men. That's 7, 8, 9, 10. We need 4 women and 3 men.
Why we gotta be outnumbered?
You'll make the 4th male.
I know, but why we gotta be outnumbered?
Because we're the ones that's having most of the issues.
Okay. All right. So we just need to listen.
Yep.
We on the list. Okay.
Okay, so that's going to be our next show. I'm so excited. Can we do that like next week? We need to know.
Hey, it is a hot topic though. I can't wait till next year for real. It is a hot topic. So it's something to think about.
What 2 weeks? What y'all talking about?
Say what?
We could do it in 2 weeks.
We could talk about it tomorrow.
That's the 29th.
When's our next show anyway? When is the next show going to be? The next show next year.
29. If y'all
be the 20. No. It's the
29. Hold on for a minute.
Oh,
it's in this year.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hey, that's even
the last show of the year. I've been
doing follow up for after Christmas. Y'all can tell us if y'all actually had a partner that spent too much money, if you bought somebody a gift, if you introduced them to your family and your friends.
Right.
And if you even still with that person, or did you need a new bae?
They went with the 20.
Okay.
All right. Very good. Well, we wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a happy holiday.
Merry Christmas.
It's been a great topic tonight, or a set of topics tonight.
Yes.
If you have not liked our Facebook page, please go like it and share it with other singles. Invite them to come on. If you have any ideas for topics or guests, let us know that as well. And if you're interested in being on our panel coming up for the Build a Man topic, let us know. We'd be happy to accommodate you. We're getting some closing comments from folks. 20% in 2021.
Look,
No.
we got that Archie can be one of the build a man.
Mm-mm. Sidebar, this random, but one of my tweets went viral. All right, we'll have to check that out, Brandon. All right. Santina's on.
Brandon, wait. What's that? Look, Brandon. Hey, Brandon, what you got on? Hey,
Oh,
Brandon. Throw in there, Brandon.
Dr.
Feliz
Austin,
Navidad. You gotta say Feliz Navidad too.
Feliz Navidad, Happy Boxing Day, Three Kings Day, whatever you celebrate during the
Say Three Kings Day.
yeah.
Presents and cards are
All
here.
right.
My heart is filled.
You. This Christmas.
Brandon, tell Brandon to put his stuff in there so we can check it out on So type your information in on the comments, Brandon.
By your side is blazing.
Put your information on there.
Okay.
Brandon, why you don't have a picture, Brandon? What's up with not having a picture, Brandon, so we can see you?
Sweet James Jones is him. That's what he said. All right, Nick, tell them how they can contact you too.
You can reach me in email for a free consultation at theloveinnovators@gmail.com. Also, you can follow me on Twitter at Love Innovators and on Instagram at The Love Innovators.
All right. Very good. Very good. I'll put that up.
It's Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Why you turn off the music?
Huh?
Okay.
By your side is blazing bright. We're
Running through the night.
and this Christmas will be
My microphone.
for you and me.
See, praise it, right?
That's right.
Shake a hand, y'all. Come on.
So our next one is December 29th, right?
Yep.
And
Right.
they can inbox us or even put in the comments if they are interested. We need 4 ladies and 3 males. That's what we need. 3 males and 4 ladies that are willing to come on to talk about Build a Man. What a man, what a man. Jacinta, I'm nominating you as one.
All right.
It'll be a good one. Definitely a good
Yes,
one.
you would be a good one.
All right. All right. All
Now
right.
we only need 3 ladies and 3 males. Archie, you gonna be a male.
Look, Jokita recruiting, okay?
Oh, I'll have them all recruited, but I'm trying to give everybody else a chance, you know.
Have to replay to see what I missed. That's all right, Shantina. Yes, you can catch the replay. Let us comment. Let us know what you think. It's been an interesting discussion. The holiday edition.
Is that a yes? Why is no one pictured showing?
I don't know. I'm seeing them.
Oh, okay, maybe it's just me.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. We'll see y'all later. Happy
December 29th.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Happy
Christmas.
holidays.
Yeah, all that good stuff.
All that good stuff.
And this
And Taylor wasn't on here tonight.